We are live.
Hey, this is Tracy.
And this is Sean.
Welcome to Shop Talk. Yeah, firearms news.
Yeah.
They're pulling everything out of the old trunk and tossing in a few new lines. And
yeah, they're pretty much throwing
I don't think
everything they got at the wall and seeing if something's sticking. I just saw a post. I don't know how old it is. Probably not more than a couple of hours. Firearms Policy Coalition just posted it sometime, like I said, within the last couple of hours. They pulled out the old green tip.
You just mentioned
thing again. So they've shot that one back up, trying to ban green tips again.
Yeah.
The M855. So
they're just going to see
look
whatever
around for that one. You know, sign a petition, call your.
Yeah. The worst part, I wouldn't. I'm not going to say don't keep an eye on the federal level, but more importantly, you might want to keep an eye on your state,
especially if you don't live in a free state.
Yeah, like New York State loves to pass things at 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
There's a lot of that been going around lately. There's a couple of states
and hiding something in a law that everybody supports. Well, last minute they'll hide a final line in it. Yeah,
there's a couple of states that just passed the ban on the bump stock.
Yeah,
and that thing's still floating around somewhere on the federal level, but
so the federal level is sometimes a distraction just so they can get shit snuck through states.
But usually those states are already they're
pretty bad.
Every time that something new comes up, they're going to push it through anyway because they already, like California. They've got the backing to do it because they've got the places like LA and
they already got the friggin' state senators or whatever.
All they got to do is just bring it up and
it passes.
Yeah.
I mean, same with New York.
What surprises me is when Jerry Brown actually vetoes something, it's like, no, that's just too much. He'll actually veto some gun control bill. It's like,
it's actually states like Alabama that got to look out for that last shit.
Because
we feel secure in our rights pretty well, but there have been a few screwy bills.
Usually, what they do is they shoot stuff down. They shoot pro-gun stuff down instead of
trying to pass anti. Yeah, because they know
better than that. But we'll keep you from having constitutional carry.
Yeah,
because we think that you should. Because people don't know that they can already open carry. Yeah. That's the thing, is they don't know that they can open carry without having to have that permit. And they don't want you to know that because they want to keep getting that permit money for concealed carry.
Yeah. I can see drawbacks to open carry though. But there are also drawbacks to concealed carry. But
the drawbacks are pretty much the same as it's basically, it's like this.
6 one way, half dozen the other.
Your pros and cons on each side are pretty much, they balance each other out.
They do.
Because people say open carry makes you a target. But open carry also
makes everybody around you safe.
Yeah. Well, it's also been known to discourage somebody that might be thinking about they're going to hit this place.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It protects everybody around.
Guys in there with guns on their hip, they're probably going to wait.
Yeah.
Or they're going to go down the street to the next place.
Yeah, and I mean, there are situations where open carry is nice because if I'm out checking my deer blinds and want to run to the store, or I'm out working my cotton field, my personal vegetable garden, run across a rattlesnake, boom. And if I want to run to the store, I ain't got to worry about going to the house, unstrapping, or locking it in my glove box.
When I'm working outside of the house, we've been doing a lot of clearing and cleaning up and stuff down there. And
oh hell yeah, you're having your gun.
oh yeah, I've always got my gun.
You got a 12 gauge laying someplace close by too, usually.
And if I got to go in town, if I go up to Marvin's or something,
yeah,
and you know, it's nothing to see 2 or 3 guys in there with.
And it's nice not to have takeoff. Now,
New
New York State, open carry wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
But when I was working out in my woods and stuff, I always had, and it was just a 22 revolver, you know, in case I cut down a tree and there's a fucking rabid coon in it.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have to worry about rattlesnakes, but you never know when that damn stray dog that's vicious is going to come by, or, you know, I just happened to piss off an animal accidentally. Yeah, you know, so I always had the gun. And depending on if it was a small game hunting season, well, you know, I might take a squirrel or two home while I was cutting the wood. Yeah. You know, and there were more than one time that, you know, I needed gas or I needed a pack of cigarettes. I'd just jump in the old truck, go to town, man. And I have gun strapped to my side, walking through town and shit. And I had the conservation officer stop me once. He goes, Tracy, you do realize even though you got your permit, you're not allowed to carry like that, right? Yeah, but I just came to get gas. Screw it. He goes, yeah, just don't get out of your town or your next town or the county where they don't know you. And I said, oh, you know, I'm not that stupid, you know. Or the only thing I would have had to worry about was a fresh state trooper. Yeah. You know, that didn't know me or something. Yeah. Then there might have been a little bit of an issue, but yeah.
But yeah, just keep an eye on those crazy bills that are popping up. I've been trying to keep every time I see one come up somewhere, I'll pop it up and share it on Fall Creek Prepper. And there's
and keep an eye on your town, city, county, and state. And even if the bills don't even make it to the floor for vote, at least jot down the name, put it in your computer on a notepad or something. So when they come up for re-election or something, you can let your buddies know, hey, this person
keep track of who
brought this up or supported this or suggested that.
Yeah.
You know,
now there's can't remember what it is. Well, there's a couple of things. One is the Brady bunch. They are suing the ATF for that white paper. You remember the white paper from back around the first of the year? It was an inter-office correspondence that got leaked out. It had a bunch of stuff on it that they were shooting around thinking about.
How can we save money in our jobs?
Yeah, they were like lightening some restrictions on things, and we didn't hear anything else about it after that.
Yeah.
It just kind of went away. Well, apparently the Brady campaign, or Brady, whatever the hell the Brady group or whatever they're calling themselves these days, they want all of the documentation that has to do with that memo.
A memo in itself,
which may not
doesn't have documentation,
because this was just
an
inter-office correspondence.
It might be on someone's inter-office email.
Yeah, somebody compiled
someone's computer that typed it up, and a few paper copies running around, and that's about all there's going to be on a memo for documentation.
Well, from what I understood, this thing, somebody in the office had compiled all this stuff into bullet points.
Yeah.
Because that's what leaked it out.
That had been was the office talk. There may not even have been a memo. It might have been a simple memo. Yeah, exactly. What things can we do to ease our paperwork burden and time delays on processing stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was, I mean, it's just ridiculous. But let me see if I can find this other thing real quick. Page will load up. It was I posted it on Fall Creek Prepper Facebook page, and Adam Kraut also shared it from his page the other day. Come on now. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's the Corbello letter. And it is, open it up. It's the ATF is basically being thrown under the bus by
Everybody for the bump stock.
For the bump stock, and it's the letter is it's basically the explanation for their
why the bump stock was not considered a regulated item.
Why they made their ruling on
law.
Exactly. And so it's basically the explanation for it and everything, and basically them trying to throw the ATF under the bus for
following the law.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ridiculous in itself.
Yeah. Not to mention you're trying to sue the federal government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also this thing where it was just yesterday they threw in a legislation for trying to bring back the old 3-day waiting period.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And they
also want multiple gun purchases, which will, as it is now, if I sell 2 handguns to a person within a certain amount of period, I have to fill out special paperwork and turn it in. They want to do the same thing for long gun purchases.
Yeah.
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 So.
They also want to have the waiting period and let's see, what is this? Oh, licensing for Tannerite.
Oh, yeah, I seen they wanted to,
Yeah, licensing and registration for binary targets. Yeah.
And it's kind of like New York State. They take your name and address and do a background check to buy a box of ammo.
Yeah.
Well, let's
let's move on to what you got. What's in the box?
Well, no. We're gonna wait on the box.
The little. Okay. They're not special.
Now there's a lot of these pistols floating around. This happens to be a no. Well, no.
And it's already, me and Tracy both already cleared the gun, so it's empty.
It's actually a bulldog. Damn. Yeah. But this is an older 22. That's probably a short revolver. But H&R made them in 38 long and short Colt, 32 long and short center fire.
Is that an H&R?
No, this is a bulldog.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of them have the same features.
Yeah.
Half cock safety. We already checked that it was all empty. It's a pull pin, so I ain't gonna pull the cylinders. Pain in the ass. Basically, I've had this come up a couple times this year already, and at least once a year, about lockup. This gun does not have any cylinder lock holes in the cylinder.
Yeah.
Not per se positive, at least. They're positive in one direction because you can't reverse spin it, but Other than that, and even when you get full cock, you still get a good amount of wiggle.
Yeah.
And this is what the people complain about. Oh, it's out of time or it's not locking up right. Well, a lot of these guns, and it's a rimfire. So I did it, damn it. But anyways, once you pull the trigger, it locks tight. And I mean tight.
Yeah.
They're not designed to lock tight till the trigger's pulled. The trigger is what finally engages everything permanently. So if you have one of these older guns, if it locks tight and in line with the trigger pulled all the way and held, you're good. But if with it down, you don't even get the clicks, unless it's at half cock. Yeah. There's not a problem with the gun. I don't mind taking your gun in for a clean and to check that and I do a quick clean for you and give it back charge it. Yeah. And then explain to you. If you bring in the 2 or 3 of these, I might say, well, this one doesn't seem to have a problem and it's a clean wash, take it home, but I'll check this one out. This one might be iffy. You know, and again, I'll just do a clean, and depending on if I really think it's iffy or not, I will check into it. So just a bit of information for anybody who's looking at some of these, because you can, I mean, this one's a Bulldog, so it's probably going to have a little better dollar mark on it, not by much, but than some of the no names.
Well, the grips are actually abalone.
Yeah, they're real. And if you get an H&R or Hopkins and Allen, or
some of them have a little.
Some of them are going to have a little. Some of them might have a lot, depending on it. But just the fact that it's a name, a recognizable name, is going to be any place from $10 to $50 more than, say, some of the no names.
Yeah. Or
some of the names that people don't like Rom. Yeah. Rome, whatever.
Well, most of those, if
I like those little bastards.
If they're doing that, they're probably going to do that when you pull the trigger.
Yeah, I was going to say if they're doing that, they usually got a problem. Because they were made a little newer.
Yeah, those are actually, as far as I know, all of those, the RGs and the ROMs, they're actually supposed to lock up.
Yeah,
they don't.
Yeah. Now I'm talking.
They're not supposed to spin when.
I'm talking stuff made in the 30s and before.
Although a lot of them do spin.
Yeah.
They're not
supposed to. And usually it's because the stars messed up, and because of the metal they use.
It's not metal.
Well,
it's silly, buddy.
Yeah, it's metal. Look, table salt's metal. I mean, you want to get technical. Right. So it's metal. It's just questionable metal. Want to get to the box?
Yeah.
Okay. We mentioned something about bug out gunsmithing.
Yeah. Sort of a bug out gunsmithing kit.
Yeah, and this is it.
We're talking about
this is
last week, I think.
I have put together. I have one part missing from it because I had a couple of them, and one was sacrificed for a project, and one I have no clue where it is, and the other one I gave away. Yeah. So
I got one that I have no clue where it is too.
Yeah.
I found the charger while I was back there.
Oh yeah, well, mine's not quite that fancy. We'll let Sean open it up. First thing we're gonna pull out is a 5-piece player set. You can get them in 5-piece, 6-piece, or 7-piece.
Which really, if you were in a pinch and on the move and having to reduce the amount of stuff you had, you could probably reduce that down to 1 or 2 pairs of those pliers and get by with.
I'd probably reduce it down to 2. I don't know if I'd go to 1.
Yeah.
I would want the wide. Well,
let's see.
Yeah, I can do without those.
No, I would rather have these.
Well, if I was going to really reduce it down, but I like the wide flat, and I would do without those. I'm just going by those.
The true needle nose.
Yeah, that one maybe, no, I'd go with the wide jaw.
This one?
Yep.
The jewelers?
Yeah, those and the wire cutters would be the two if I was going to keep.
Yeah.
That I find I use those the most.
Well, see, if I had to, I would probably go with this.
That's if I had to take it down to one.
If I have to take it down to one.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
And this is just a
short.
Just a short needle nose
with a wire cutter.
A side cutter.
Yep. And the reason I'd keep the flat jaw because bending wire springs.
Well, yeah. I
mean, you can do it with that, but I got a nice.
But you want to do it at the bottom where there's no jaw.
Yeah, and if you get the right angle, yeah, you can. Yeah, and that's what I like about the flat.
Yeah.
Wider ones. Okay, but the 7-piece set on Harbor Freight, and my prices are current within a week or two. $9.97.
Yeah, and these are actually look like they're decent made for Harbor Freight stuff. I mean,
they are.
Some Harbor Freight stuff is pretty decent. Some of it is junk.
There were some cheaper 5-player sets. I have the 7-player set listed here, and I do have the 7 set on my bench. But you know, for $9.97, the 7-piece, and I did price that set the better set.
Yeah,
there were a few that were like $6, but I've had and seen some of those.
Yeah.
What's next?
Next,
why don't you pull out the mat?
Okay.
Now it doesn't have to be a gun mat. This happens to be specifically a gun mat. But any kind of material that you can put down to protect the gun from the ground or to help keep parts from rolling around or getting the gun dirty.
This is basically just
heavy felt on plastic.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, a piece of canvas, just something that you can roll up.
You know what I like to use? A welcome mat.
Yeah.
The welcome mat at Walmart, $4.95.
Yeah.
The big welcome. I mean, that would be a lot heavier than this, though, to load around
and harder to pack in.
Yeah, exactly. But it works great to
keep parts from taking off.
Yeah,
keep things clean.
Keep screws and shit from flying around the room. But yeah, the little one with the knobbies on it, and whether or not it says welcome. I couldn't find one that didn't say welcome. That's why I ended up with one that
all guns are welcome on that mat.
Yeah. But yeah, this
a piece of towel, a kitchen hand towel or a bathroom hand towel, something.
I don't know what this costs.
I don't either
because
it
came from AGI. So
well, plus, you know, I've seen them at different prices.
And I've got some at home that are, I use them on my desk just to lay them on top of my desk. I use one of them for a mouse pad, but it's the ones with the breakdowns on them.
Yeah,
they're like $10.
Yeah, even a piece of carpet, indoor-outdoor carpet rolled up.
Yeah,
I mean, you want something that's just going to help keep
and you probably get that for nothing. You probably get that
when your neighbor's replacing their carpet, or when you see a camper in the garbage.
If you want Bob Taylor's,
get a piece of remnant.
He would probably give
you a piece of scrap.
He'd probably give you a piece this big. I mean, if he didn't, he'd probably sell it to you for $1.
Yeah, piece of scrap.
Yeah,
you know, it's that I don't have a price on because I didn't go look for one. That's something I had on my bench. It's not the most important part of the kit, but it fit.
Yeah,
and it is used
drawer liners.
Yeah, depending on what the non-skid stuff.
Yeah,
for your covers. That would be great.
I picked up a bunch of
that. Just got to be careful with what chemicals.
Like $5 for the big, huge roll of it. I lined my whole. I got a new roll around toolbox.
Okay, the bottom.
And I put it in all the drawers.
Yeah, that's nice to keep your tools from sliding around. Yeah, but you got to be careful with what chemicals you get on that.
Well, yeah.
Even that, made for guns.
Yeah.
When I use my gun wash on it wrinkles up, but it dries out fine.
Gun wash eats through everything. So,
yeah, it does. It's some nasty stuff. I'll grab something out and roll that up. Cleaning kit. This is an Otis Tactical, and It's a little pricey compared to a simple Hoppies.
They're worth it.
Cheaper than dirt.
For the stuff you get. You know,
Yeah, cheaper than dirt. 52 bucks. Well, I'm just saying, I went and checked some online where cheaper than dirt price. I mean, you're doing your 12 gauge, your 9, your 22. You got everything in here, your oils, your pull through cables, all your tips.
Yeah, what have they got on
it? Cheaper than dirt was $52.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit less than full retail.
You can get that kit from Amazon for $45.
Yeah.
For that kit. If you get the ones like we got,
yeah,
the AR and 9mm,
cheaper
because it's for M16/M9.
Yeah, it's cheaper because it doesn't have half the stuff in it.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's only got stuff to clean up M4 and M9, but they're like 30 something. I think they're like $35. So they're not that much.
And
cheaper.
It's much better than having that 3-piece aluminum rod in here that's going to snap or bend.
Yeah.
And not only that, you clean the gun properly because it's a pull-through system.
Yeah. Well, has that one got 1 or 2 cables in it?
2.
Okay.
Shotgun and the skinny.
Yeah. Well,
or it's got a pistol and the standard.
The kit I got's got it's got the little short one for the pistol.
Yeah, it's got the pistol and the standard.
One for the
then you got to put the adapter on to get the shotgun, the 12 gauge brush to fit, but all the other brushes fit the. Okay. The next.
Okay.
And
let's see.
You getting the. Okay, that is I like that.
This one.
Yeah. That's a DAC.
This
Now I couldn't find
of these run around the same price.
Yeah, I could not find, and now I got a few extras in there. I got my shop rag in there and my little 6-inch ruler, which you can get for free or for $2. But as far as the DAC punch set, which it has roll pins and pull the rag out. It has roll pin punches.
Roll pin punches up here, and the little hammer.
2-sided.
Yeah, it's got the plastic on one side and the other side.
You have your brass punches, a couple nylon, and your steel punches.
Yeah.
I could not find the DAC Gunmate, which that is.
Yeah.
But the equivalent is the DAC Winchester punch set.
Yeah.
It has a carry handle on it, which makes it a little bigger.
Yeah.
And wouldn't fit in this box, but that's cheaper than dirt, $17.
Yeah.
And
again, I don't like cheaper than dirt. But
well, I'm just saying this is where I found, I'm not saying
Well, I do not like doing business with them because of their business practices.
Yeah. And the 6-inch, I didn't put the price of the rag or that little 6-inch machinist rule in. And you pick those up for $1.50.
They used to give you these things.
And in Harbor Freight, sometimes there might be a coupon in one of their flyers where you get that free when you make an order.
Yeah.
So
it's one of those things they used to give you at places like when you used to go into the hardware store and get a ruler, you get a
yardstick. Yeah. You went into machine shop or weld shops and they give you those suckers. Yeah. And what do you want? Just reach in there and grab some. I got all kinds of reaching in there. There's my standard needle nose that I always have. And let's see.
Which again, I would reduce down to the.
Really? I don't even have those on my list because I was considering my 7-piece player set to do everything.
Yeah.
And that 7-piece player set, you can get full-size players if you want.
Now this is pretty useful here because
it is, and it's contained all in one. That is
which you could probably get a kit like this that is self-contained.
That is a 3-piece driver, 1/8-inch hex multi-bit set.
Matter of fact, I know you can get a set like this that's self-contained.
Yeah, I have another set at home that's probably an extra.
That's an extra bit.
Yeah. Wherever I had it laid, it's got an extension.
Yeah, it's got an extension, which the self-contained wouldn't.
It's got the different, and it's not for heavy work, but
No.
that one is better than some for heavier work.
Yeah.
They're nice to have. That Harbor Freight, $5.99.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it was that.
Well, this one probably didn't come. This was Great Neck.
Yeah, that didn't come from Harbor
I don't
Freight.
think Harbor Freight sells
But
Great Neck.
the equivalent at Harbor Freight has a bunch of different 1/8 inch.
Yeah.
But the one that's, and I've had a couple of the Harbor Freight ones, so I know which ones are better. That one, like I said, $5.99.
Yeah.
That is not really a necessary thing, but I find it nice to have.
Yeah.
33-piece deluxe hobby knife set.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing any stock work or plastic, any stock or grip work, it's nice to have. That's a little pricey at $16 at Harbor Freight, but they have a 13-piece that would suffice for $3.99.
Yeah.
And that's also something you could omit.
Yeah, I don't know if I really consider that a part of
I do a little stock work. And
yeah,
I find
but
it useful.
As a
Necessary, no.
bug out kit,
Yeah,
you know,
not
something
necessary.
that I'm going to add to what I'm carrying with me. I'm going to use my pocket knife.
And I do believe I have a fixed folding knife in there.
Yeah.
Grab
again. Let's see.
Now this is the 100-piece security bit set 1/4 inch. You have all your Phillips, good variety of flathead, hacks.
You got all these specialty bits.
Hacks,
the little hex bits with the little
safety. Yeah, those security ones.
Yeah.
Hex, star, there's some square bits, there's some other specialty bits that you generally won't find on guns.
Yeah.
There's even a wing nut. That's for wing nuts.
Well, these here look like for
security, your bathroom
steel chainsaw.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, they're the security type bits.
Well, no, it would be these. It would be for the steel
and what's
chainsaw,
nice, they'll still work on a regular hex or
the regular torques.
You just got the
the
benefit.
That little hole for the
So if you
for
do
the
have,
proprietary.
if you do have to break into something, or
You know how
take
much
something
these little
apart.
things right here will cost you? If you go buy one to take your steel chainsaw apart.
Well, that whole 100-piece kit at Harbor Freight, $9.99. They have a smaller 33-piece kit for $6.99.
Yeah.
Nice case. You have your, that's, which one's that? Wing nuts.
Yeah.
People look at that. What is it for wing nuts? Yes, they make a wrench for wing nuts.
Yeah, as soon as I pulled it out, I was like, that's for wing nuts.
Yeah.
In there, I couldn't tell what it was for, but when I pulled it out, I was like, wing nuts.
And I have a bubble level in there. The bubble level, you pick up a line level, same thing.
Yeah.
You know, $1.29 at Harbor Freight. Those were giveaways at hardware stores because they had their name on it or something, a keychain. It was just convenient to keep in there. Pull whatever else out. I'm checking off as we go here.
Needle file.
Needle files. It's a 5-piece, 12.
This has handles.
12 needle files. $3.49. You get the smaller kit that folds up and will fit in your packet, a little red pack without handles. $2.99, your choice.
Mine cost a little more than that.
But that's and at $2.99,
mine are made by Grace.
Okay, well, you paid for the name. They might be made at the same company.
Yeah.
Although I will say the Grace probably have a little better bite.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah. But for most needs, those fit the bill.
Yeah.
Where else are we?
Let's see.
Where are you going?
Oh, that's big files.
Okay, 5-piece, 12-inch file set.
Yeah.
$7.99 Harbor Freight. If you're making parts, you need to move a lot of metal sometimes. The only thing that's a piece of shit in there is that rat tail file.
Yeah.
You won't use that too much.
But you need that to resharpen your little hand-powered chainsaw from the fan kit a few.
Yeah, there you go. No, that's a little too big for that. I actually
Oh,
do
you
use
the bottom end down here.
It's a little
Get it.
coarse too,
Yeah.
but I do use
It
chainsaw
actually
files
is.
for
I
gunsmithing
do too.
because they're nice,
Yeah.
good
There's-
files.
Yeah. Let's see.
They call that a
Dental
5-piece. They call it a 5-piece probe set, $349.
They're dental picks.
Yeah, they're pointy dental picks. Like I said, $349. You can get a 4-piece one for $199. And
Which isn't a bad thing to have anyway, just because it can be used for all sorts of things.
dental work.
Yeah.
I'm not above sticking something in someone else's mouth. Maybe not my own. Again, those go with the pliers.
Yeah.
I got my 5-piece set in there. Those just kind of.
You know what the most useful thing in the world is? Not this.
That is for saving my fingers from heat and grinding.
But the crook neck channel lock ply
yeah.
that's a little smaller than
yeah,
this.
like I got on my bench.
I can't
They're about the
remember
same-
if
yeah,
it's
actually
it's
mine's
about the same
that
size,
yeah.
which is the ones that I carry in my truck.
Yeah.
But there's a smaller set. My brother and my dad both still have their pair.
I have a pair of channel locks that's this big.
Yeah, there's a little bigger than that.
Yeah.
I've seen my dad rebuild a carburetor with that pair of pliers. Just that pair of pliers.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Basically, the standard slip joint piece of shit pliers like he just showed you, I don't suggest for gun work. That's more to protect my fingers. If you look at them, they've been ground on, they've been heated.
Yeah.
They save my fingers. That's the last resort one.
Yeah.
That's a scraper set for Otis. It's not necessary, but it's a nice addition to your tactical cleaning set. That's cheaper than dirt, $16. And every place I found it, it cost
Wherever you got this one from was $12.50.
That was my shop in New York.
Oh, okay. So
I did well on some of my prices.
yeah. Well, like I said, cheaper dirt.
Yeah. I think this was like $48 in my shop, the tactical cleaning kit.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah, that's your
I got one of these.
laser bore sight.
Yeah, this is probably the Bushnell.
I don't know. If it's not Bushnell labeled, it is the same thing.
Yeah.
Well,
it looks just like mine, and mine's
now
Bushnell.
the only reason I put that one in there is because a regular kilometer does not work well with ARs or AK guns that have sights high off the barrel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Bushnell.
Okay, and Sportsman's Guide, $33.
I don't think I paid that much. I got mine from Sportsman's Guide, but I don't think
They didn't have it on. They did not have it on sale when I looked.
Maybe. Was that the member price?
No.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, I didn't do the member price because someone might.
Yeah, because okay.
Yeah.
So why are you gonna buy from Sportsman's Guide if you're not a member of the Buyers Club?
It depends
It's
on how
not
often,
a good deal.
it depends on how often you buy from them and how much you buy.
Well, usually the first purchase I make every year
covers.
after I do
The savings covers
the
your.
savings covers.
I agree.
I mean,
and that's why I keep getting it.
because they give you that every time you renew. They give you that big lump savings,
and they give you a friggin' gift card.
Oh
too.
yeah, and that usually covers because usually I buy a couple $100 worth of stuff at that same time.
It's pretty easy to.
And
Yeah.
So
I'm buying this. What else? Oh, that's cheap. Those nickel and dimes add up real quick. My brass mallet.
Oh yeah.
That is a Grace, I believe.
Yes, it is.
I don't believe
This one is in a lot better shape than mine.
Okay, I don't believe I have my brass hammer listed in here, and I don't. But
yeah,
it's a Grace. It wasn't cheap, and you can
about,
see I've never used
they're
it.
about $25.
Yeah, and I've never used that one. I have
You
other.
can get ones that are not Grace. They're a lot cheaper.
Oh yeah,
but I mean, if it's going to be in a kit like this, I'm probably going to stick with something similar to the one that's in here.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah, with the
all
punch.
self-contained.
Yeah,
I'd probably go with the Wheeler kit that's like this one.
yeah,
Because it's got a little bigger hammer.
yep.
It's got.
I think you can change the head of the hammer too.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 different heads you can put.
Yeah, because I did look at that when I
You
was
got
pricing this.
You got the metal part that's like the steel.
Yeah, that's
and then
permanent.
You got
and the other end,
the
changes.
brass, plastic, nylon,
rubber,
some other crap.
It's usually
There's 3 or 4 different ones you can put on the other side.
That's just the driver bit, the bit driver
For the
for the 100-piece. You know, I for my bit driver on here, I put down the 7-piece where you get the bits in the handle.
Yeah.
For $1.99 at Harbor Freight. There's the other 12-piece file set.
Yeah.
I don't know why I got 2 file sets in there.
I guess you went ahead and threw the ones in without the. So you show both of them.
Yeah, probably.
The same files basically.
Yeah.
I mean, these.
Yeah, just without handles.
And those look almost just like my Graces.
Yeah, get caught with those in your pocket by the cops. They're going to accuse you of having lock picking devices.
Yeah.
Theft, burglary, tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burglar tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? There's my little ball peen.
Yeah.
That's a little smaller than I prefer. I like an 8-ounce. I think that's a 4. It's marked on the head someplace. Yeah, 4 ounce. But the whole idea with the ball peen hammer is you're driving pins or something on a gun. It's not muscle. It's lots of little wax that move mountains. But
most of the time,
I don't like brass because my steel pins mar my brass head. Got to keep dressing it, but I remember I work on guns that people haven't kept up. Ball peen hammer, Harbor Freight, 8-ounce, $2.99. Flashlight, or a bore light, whatever you want to use. Again, Harbor Freight, that particular style, $1.99. Actually, right when I looked, their catalog, they were running free with order.
Sometimes you can get these things probably about this. I mean, this looks like a pretty cheap lot.
It is.
Sometimes you can get these free at
That's
parks houses and stuff.
Yeah.
And when they run a sale, you go and
well, like I said,
buy an oil change kit, a bunch of oil and filter and shit.
They'll toss
give you
like
a flashlight.
Like I said, Harbor Freight, when I was looking the prices up, free with order.
Yeah.
Right now.
Kind of heavy shit right here.
Oh, I know what that is.
Oh, I know what that is.
AR combo wrench.
Yeah.
I mean,
see, this could be used for your hammer.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. But if you're going to do any real stuff on an AR, you kind of need it.
Yeah. And when you're using this, don't use.
Beat it with a 36 ounce
use the hammer. Or you end up breaking that whole thing right there off, apparently. Yeah. Still not sure how they did that.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But cheaper than dirt, $24. You can get better ones or cheaper ones. I picked a decent, what I thought was a decent mid-grade.
Yeah, the one I've got, I think I paid $25 for it, and
there's not that great of a price difference. I mean, you can go down to like $17.
It's good,
or you can go up to maybe in the $30 range for maybe a Wheeler.
Yeah,
and the Wheeler. Look, I had one. It got away from me, and I would prefer to have my Wheeler. But
you can get those fancy ones that have bottle openers on them.
If you can't figure out how to open a bottle with that, you got a problem.
No, there's one that's actually got a bottle.
Yeah, I imagine. I'd rather have a can opener on it, actually. We're almost to the bottom there. We only got a few items left. And I didn't list all the items or prices because again, that mallet is duplicated in the punch kit.
Yeah.
And that was probably a little more expensive mallet than you need. Again, just a few more files that are a little smaller that you might use a little more often than that big file kit. If you're not going to have a big file kit, these 2 files are good.
Well, pretty much I'm going to be consolidating down to
well, depending on whether you're going to be gunsmithing for yourself, a small group, or like I would.
Yeah.
And there's just some more gun lube cleaner.
Yeah. Otis blend.
I'm not a huge fan of their gun cleaner. I'm just gonna say. A pen, and that one happens to be multi-use. You can use it on your electronic device.
Yeah, you can use it on your tablet.
You can use the pen for making notes
while you still have battery left.
And adding, and if you take that little clip off the end,
it's also a lot.
And push down on it. Take the clip off and push down.
Yeah.
You got a nice little flashlight that you can actually put in the action of a gun if you have to on some guns, or straight up the bore.
Yeah.
Again, that was a freebie. That's a promotional item.
Yeah.
That's it. Where'd my folding knife? Oh, it's on my counter at the house. But I had a 3-inch folding knife in there, Harbor Freight, $4.99.
Well, I'm already carrying one of those anyway.
So. Pick it up at the hardware store. The ammo box, the box itself, you can get 2 of them through the Sportsman's Guide. $22.
Yeah.
For 2.
Yeah.
Definitely a deal. Make one your gunsmith, make one your whatever else.
Yeah.
So that's, but for this whole, in one part, we did not show.
You can get the metal version of this for about $25, $30.
Yeah, but the metal version isn't quite as roomy. This is a little roomier.
Yeah, it probably is, because, this is a little bit bigger.
And it's a lot lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I don't weight it down pretty good anyways, but you will start. There's one piece missing out of here, and that's an 80-piece mini rotary tool. It's 12 volt DC / 110 AC.
Yeah.
It's little. It's only about 3-4 inches long.
Yeah.
About 1.25 inches round. It Harbor Freight for $9.99. You look at it and you're saying, that's not got much power, but if you let the bits do the work, I think it actually has a decent amount of torque and power.
Yeah.
I've had 3 of them. One got sacrificed to a project. One was given to my brother, and the 3rd one, I don't know what happened to it. I got an idea of where it went, but I'm not going to say on air. But all the stuff together that I have listed on my list that I checked off, there were a few extras that were in there that I added because I like them. But all in total, for $244.15, that's not including the shipping from Harbor Freight, Cheaper Than Dirt or Sportsman's Guide. Generally, Harbor Freight, they usually have a 10 to 20% off coupon. You can find someplace which would generally cover your shipping, or they have free shipping coupons.
Yeah.
To give you an idea of how economical it is, Sportsman's Guide got the catalog yesterday or the day before, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But they have an 18-piece Wheeler AR armors kit for $180.
Yeah.
And that's AR specific.
Yeah.
And the most expensive pieces they have in there, a torque wrench, which your AR wrench is about 12 inches long, so foot-pounds are easy to figure. Yeah. The AR wrench itself, probably the rest, and then your AR clamp blocks for your vices.
Yeah.
Which if you're in a bug out situation, you're probably not gonna have a vice to put the AR in anyways. And
one of them was broken because somebody tried to put an AR-10 in.
yeah, okay, yeah. Well, we have broken 2 of those from Wheeler, so, and it's the same part that broke on both of them, both times.
Yeah.
So
well, those generally run about $15.
Yeah.
Because I've got one.
Yeah, and I keep meaning to replace it. I'm a gunsmith. We improvise, adapt, and overcome. But their kit's a lot bigger because of the rest.
Yeah.
And comes in a nylon bag.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can add to it, but this is nice, waterproof. Oh, you forgot the.
Well, I don't think it's.
I just tossed them. Sorry. So that's our bug out kit. It's small, compact. You know, if you can add a hand drill to it, great. But if you're bugging out, you may not have the power.
Yeah.
Maybe a rechargeable set that you can recharge on your vehicle or whatever. It all depends.
But see, I'm thinking if you're going to use the powered stuff, like if you're going to use that little rotary tool.
Well, what's nice is that's 12 volt DC, or you can plug it into AC. So your 4-wheeler battery will run it.
Well, see, I'm thinking that you may end up having to, you may not have vehicle for long.
Well, that too.
You know, so if you have a
12 volt DC, I could put a few batteries in a chain.
Well, if you had a solar recharger.
That's what I was just going to say. You can buy roll-up solar.
There's a little
roll-up solar mats.
Yeah, those things.
Trickle chargers for your car battery or boat battery.
Yeah.
They make some really good hard
otherwise,
pack that fold in half.
Otherwise, I would skip that thing and just use the files.
Yeah, I'm just going to say
it takes more work, but
I used files for, I still, and you still see me, stuff that I could use a power tool for, I use a file for still. You have more control. And even when I do use a rotary tool, I finish with the file because it's perfect fit.
Yeah.
You know, so depending on what
which Tracy really shouldn't be doing because it's
my arms. Yeah, I know, but
it just eats him up to do it.
Sometimes it does. I'm not gonna lie. It does when I go too long.
Yeah.
In one sitting.
Yeah.
When I start feeling the pinpricks in my forearm.
That little belt sander that you got back
I've learned to manipulate that little sucker.
Yeah, that thing that's.
Yeah, I mean that is a must.
You use that thing for a file a lot.
I use that for a lot of things. You'd be surprised. I've learned to do a lot of stuff like that. I wish I'd had that from the get.
Yeah.
From jump off. My drill press, that's nice. But I think the belt sanders probably saved my arms and stuff and time more than my drill press has. But there's our bug out gunsmithing box. Add to it, delete from it. Like I said, if you're going to be doing for a small group, maybe you got a bunch of people, y'all got cabins up in one area, or maybe your family, you're going to want something more like this. Or if you're doing a little more clandestine gunsmithing for a bunch of small groups that get together, something like this. If you're looking at doing for yourself, you can tailor your kit to your guns and your ability. Yeah. And if all I had to take care of was a AR and an M9, I wouldn't need a lot. I wouldn't need. Yeah. Probably, I'd want at least half of what I got in there. I'm just saying. I know me. I'm gonna want the tool to do the job. Yeah. And you know what? Within a few minutes, so we'll save the other box. Yeah, I guess so. I figured it would take a while to go through that, but there's a lot more in it than you thought there was. Oh yeah, I didn't figure it was going to be that much in it because there was a lot of stuff on there that I wouldn't have included. Yeah, in a bug out kit. Yeah, well, I was thinking as a gunsmith. Yeah, now as a kit that I would have if I needed, like if I was at hunting camp or something.
I might want to have something like that with me so that I could,
Yeah.
fix my gun.
And if you have a bug out spot that's like your hunting camp or something, it wouldn't be bad to have this there.
Yeah.
We could go to my 10 most used tools on my bench and get a kit down to 10 tools real quick. And I can even delete a few of those if you really want to talk about on the run and on the fly. I came up with this idea when I was heavily into my gun club and instructing. When you got 30 to 50 people taking their hunter ed course and you've got 5 guns that everybody's using and something goes wrong, I can take care of it on the spot 90% of the time with anything that's in here.
Yeah. And we'll see, half of the stuff that's in there you could probably replace with that Avid tool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing. If you want to eliminate the pocket knife and spend a few more bucks, this
right here,
and that does have the bonus
because you have on here
a punch, which until you get down to small punch pins.
I mean, until you get to smaller than this is
that's
a little bigger than
330 seconds.
probably,
I don't know. It's about 330 seconds. So if you're getting down to 16th or 32nd pins, which are usually on the inside of the gun on the assemblies,
and then
the driver.
You have this is a driver, and you have several small bits here, and
you have a scraper tool.
You have a scraper tool,
pick.
Yeah. You also have some tiny Allen wrenches that would be good for adjusting
your reflex sight, your laser sight, and some other
adjusting
small
a red dot or something. Then you also have
your knife,
tattoo bladed knife. Your 1911 wrench that has both sizes, the compact and the full size.
It's also a hammer.
It's also a hammer.
Both smooth faced and a little serrated. Because if you use it on the side there, you can get and it's got enough weight to where it's going to help.
Oh yeah. And it's actually a file right there.
Yeah, and they make one of those tools specific for an AR too.
Yeah.
So I mean, carrying that and an AR tool, one made for an AR, and you got a lot right there, and then add a decent pocket multi-tool.
Yeah.
When I say decent, I'm talking
a Gerber or
Leatherman. Something that's got that you're going to be able to depend on.
Yeah.
I have some inexpensive ones that, hey, look, they're better than nothing in a pinch. But, damn.
So we didn't get to the CH Cadell.
I wasn't going to tell them. I was just going to say the other box.
Well, I put it in the the show notes. So we didn't get to that this week. We'll definitely do that next week.
Yep.
So
definitely.
Yeah. So
I had some talking points that were all political, I guess, and
political segment sort of got
I don't care.
Taken up by,
well, I'm just thinking mine. Yeah, it was not necessary.
Yeah.
Not for what we're supposed to be doing here. Maybe one of them and quickly, and that's it. Just I'm good.
Yeah.
This is Tracy.
And this is Sean.
Thanks for watching Shop Talk.
Yep. See you next time.
Keep your powder dry.